Hello and welcome back, everyone, to War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. We're here October 9, 1943. I don't know for sure the state of how this day is going to go, but, well, I can see right here near Puerto Princesa, we encounter a PB but don't hit it with a torpedo, but this one is a bit easier to hit. One torpedo hit, heavy damage, and we hear it sinking. No torpedo hit there. Also, we don't get hit in with depth charges. That's good. Now we have double the anti-aircraft guns here, so we should do something, and all we do is damage. But it's severe storms, so he doesn't hit anything either. That's a long-range bombing. Okay, now we're in bombarding. That's fine. We missed it yesterday, but we didn't take any. It didn't hurt us because we didn't take severe casualties. Now you can see these shore batteries firing back, which is which is splashing in the water so far. But we'll just push through because I don't know how much of this is, how long this is going to take. But it looks like we're going to come away unscathed. We do significant damage to his troops and the base, which I hate to do, but it should make taking the base today easier. We are also going to bomb it, and we're set to do an attack. I feel like if the shore bombardment did go off yesterday, we would have successfully taken the base, but missing one day is fine. Now that torpedo, I don't know if the graphics mean anything. I highly doubt it, but that looked like it went right amidships, but it did sink, so that's good. Tanker, why did we... Okay, I was about to say we either miss or get duds on tankers for some reason. Is this escorted? Okay, it is escorted, but we do get, it looks like at least 4 torpedoes off, and 2 of them, I believe, hit. 4 torpedoes, 2 hit, heavy fires, heavy damage. It is carrying fuel. I don't know how much fuel, and we can observe when we look at the loss report how much fuel it might have been carrying, but I'm very excited because one less tanker to move on the map, but also that fewer fuel heading back to base. So it all benefits us. Yeah, this hex, I mean there's not much time left before it just collapses. But we were able to shift some more troops to Sion to get like a few, like I think we got at least 3,000 assault value now there. That should make assaulting it very dangerous. There's our Plenum 4s. They've been shifted to hit this. And yes, for some reason, they were literally told to bomb this hex. And I think I know why, but I'm not going to really dwell on it. It really doesn't matter. We do take some damage. Apparently he has some decent flak. Certainly supplies to shoot the flak. But we're getting some damage in there. Hopefully take it today. 1A is getting some action. Notice he hasn't swept Chang's shot today. But he could be just licking his wounds and refitting his squadrons for a massive raid, sweep raid, down the road. All right, we're still. I need to do something about that. We're still looking at that hex there. I need to. I can paradrop anytime to take it. I'm gonna look at that. I probably won't talk about it between now and the 10th. So in other words, while you're watching this video, it'll be the 10th will be next, and we can go over what I'm kind of addressing right now. Okay. Again, as I've stated before, there's a combination of things going on here. We're bombing to disrupt what he has here directly, but indirectly he's shooting. See, that's me trying to catch him capping something there, which might not even be there. No, it is there. 10th Division is parked there. Anyway, there's a couple of things that are going on with our bombings there north of Mole Mine. We're trying to actually directly damage him, but also indirectly use up his supplies as he shoots at us. And then he has to use supplies to repair. Nice. The COD's gotten a couple of. We'll have a couple of sunk ships on their belt. Oh, maybe not. It might have survived. Now it still may sink, but ooh, got a patrol boat. So anyway, and it's easy to supply China. He's got all these troops here, and he's able to somehow keep them fully supplied. In fact, so well supplied that he can use ammunition to bombard. But but it's a lot harder for him to get supplies to Thailand, Burma. So here's our deliberate attack. You can see how much more depleted these troops are now that we came in there with battleships and just shredded them. We are taking damage ourselves, but let's push forward and see. All right, we don't take it, but we do. We have 2-to-1 at fort level 3. We reduce, and so by reducing the fort levels to 2, we should be able to take it next turn. And also, it'll be easier to take it because look at all these losses he has here. And then we take very few casualties. So we should be able to just do a new counterattack, or new attack tomorrow. Now, he has these AA battalions, AA gun companies right here, you can see that, and an AA regiment. So between these three things, this is where we're taking some significant damage by our bombings. But here again, I'm willing to bombard to use up his supplies as he counter bombards us. And you can actually see we're having some effect, damaging him. We take a little damage. Now, remember, this is subject to fog of war. It's possible we do almost nothing. So, who knows? Carrying on, we got some upgrades here, which are, I think, all fairly insignificant. All the Dilly and Ambon, it's just to use up the engineers we got sitting there. Ambon is size 3 fortifications. I will be turning that off. Dealey, I'll probably let it go up to 3 and then I'll stop that. And then we'll finish up here and jump into the 10th. There's really nothing more I don't feel extremely concerned with addressing. So let's see if we get some good reinforcements. Some defense battalions. Wow, that's a lot. 7? Wow, 7. All right, we're back on the 10th of October, 10/10. Um, see how we do today. Should take Ponape, and if I didn't make a mistake, they should be scheduled to. Okay, got a hit there. Should be scheduled to shoot my brain. Attack, a deliberate attack. I think literally that the quote unquote deliberate attack wasn't canceled, so it should just auto attack there. He's trying to get in here during night raids to hit our aircraft, and he does. He damages three of our Hurricane 2s, maybe more, but certainly at least three. But hopefully we can repair that damage. Now this I-29 is sitting here off of basically off of Rangoon. We didn't find it, but also let's see. We actually failed to find it. Now these are okay. I get it. These are minesweepers. They are not official anti-sub assets. But let's see. Okay. Well, we encountered a minefield, but we didn't blow up, at least not yet. But I promise you, those minesweepers, I know they're not legitimate or official anti-sub device units, but they can do something, and if nothing else, attract torpedoes. However, his captain or commander opted to not. So, all right, I'm just gonna skip that because it should have sank with the other two, but that kind of finalizes it. I hate that we wasted 4 torpedoes on one cargo ship, but a sunk ship will take. I do have ASW, I think, air units there by Rangoon. If not, of course I have naval search, and I have some air units in that vicinity training. So hopefully we can do something there. All right, here he comes with several Tojos. Again, we have several aircraft flying cap. Let's see if we can shoot down some of these Tojos, take down some of these pilots with us, right? These H-81A3s, I've got some elite pilots here. So hopefully we can get, yeah, see, there we go. These guys are really, these pilots here are the top of the Chinese Air Force. Now, I don't know which 3 pilots are in these 3 aircraft, so we'll see. But already, see, I don't think he's damaged one of our aircraft, and he's already down 4 Tojos. Anyway, so it looks like we should be able to take the day. Now, he may literally have 2 of these ginormous squadrons trying to sweep us out of here. So it'll be interesting to see the upcoming future. But remember, I've got fighter squadrons back here in the rear to rotate in as needed. So let's knock this out. It looks like he's got some good pilots here. So hopefully we knock some out of the sky. See, he took one of our D-45s. So let's see if we can knock some of these, not just airframes, but the pilots out. And yeah, 6-2. Now, I don't know the real numbers. We'll find out when it's over. Just the standard, you know, the usual bombings for both sides, for the most part. In fact, our bombers haven't gone yet. See if their weather turned bad. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, follow up. So apparently he has 42 Tojos scheduled to hit this, and these 4 stragglers came in. So, shoot them up. Oh, see, this is exactly what I was wondering, is if he had a whole, one whole squadron, you know, behind the other. He may have 2 squadrons, he may have 3. I'm not exactly sure the size of the Japanese squadrons. But again, this is a lot of aircraft, both sides. Presumably we'll have a decent number of airplanes out here too. But let's knock this out and see how we do. He may sweep us out. Oh, looks like he took care of it. Now this must be the squadron with better pilots. He only lost 2. Well, according to this, 2. We lost several. I'm gonna have to rotate some. Probably today. All right, here comes our bombing. But at the cost, I mean, I don't know that the trade-off is good, but at the cost of supplies he's burning through. Yeah, every time our vengeances come over and bomb, you know, makes me nervous. But there we go. We're doing it, causing a dent in his forces there. Granted, it's a small dent, but still. Okay, remember, we've beat it up with battleships, and we've been bombing. We're bombing again, and we reduced the fortifications to level 2, so we should be able to come in here today and capture it. I don't know that his forces will be destroyed, but I think we'll take the base and then we can clean it up. Yeah, I'm targeting that because I'm sweeping to see if he has anything going there, because I'm going to start bombing that because I'm about to cross a river into a shock attack there. And I feel like I'll need, whoops. I feel like I'll need some damage to his troops before I fly over there. This is a lot of reconnaissance and whatnot, but and naval surge. Yeah, of course I guess that bombardment I expected, but this here, okay, here we go. I've been waiting for this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we hold 2-1. Again, 2-1 should kick us out, but I think we're fighting to the last. Similar casualties numbers-wise, but looking, I mean, these numbers, but looking at the raw numbers here, we're losing a bunch compared to him, like actual destroyed for elements. All right, see this. Okay, zero's all a little long. Now I know he'll have some AV, but this should bode well. Let's go. Reduce fortifications to 1. We take the base. We reduced the fortifications before the odds calculation, so that allows us to take it. We probably would have taken it with Fort Level 2, but this kind of ensures it. Let's see. We don't cause him to lose his units here, but we take the base, which means now I can unload my engineers just fine. And he's lost a bunch. So now it's just really, it's just cleanup duty. Alright, still bombarding for a couple reasons. One, I want to keep my eyeball on this value here. And see if, and for two, like I say, you know, we're causing him to lose some um, supply. Alright, we pair dropped here. I'm going to try to pair drop, I think, Dongala and maybe this dot base here. And just clean these up, these bases, and maybe we'll build them up, but I haven't I don't remember the numbers. I may not. And then there's this base here I'll probably try to snag if he doesn't have anyone here. But the base up here, Monado and I think this is Sedata, but anyway, whatever it is, I'm going to go here and then march up and we'll take, I don't want an amphibious assault into Monado for multiple reasons, but yeah, that's my plan. All right, let's take a look here. We paradrop a small element here, 280 troops. I'll probably pick them right back up, but I don't know for sure. All right, so he is losing these guys due to attrition. He may have one more unit there, I'm not sure. And then, yeah, like I say, we'll just be able to unload our engineers, build it up, make it ours, make it our base, and then keep pressing on. But yeah, I will end the video with kind of a summary of the situation and show you, you know, whatever might stand out. Yeah, it looks like we lost a lot of stuff, but he did as well. So let's take a look here. 22 to 35. I don't like that, but I mean, what am I gonna do, right? I'll take the 35. So it's all Tojo's. I mean, he did lose a Sally, but it's all Tojo's. Um, we have just utterly like base. He brought over how many fighters? Let's see, 27 plus 42, 69, and he lost 34 of them. So basically, we wiped out half of his Tojos today. We did lose a good chunk of we lost half of our P40s. Um, Too many, in my opinion, hurricanes because we just don't have a lot of those. Um, and then some other, these are Chinese here, Chinese air units, P40E and P43 A1. Um, yeah, let's see, Vengeance, of course. Yeah, so this is not bad. I don't like the 22, but this is spread out over a bunch of different miscellaneous air units. Too many cargo aircraft, etc. Um, but these numbers here, I'm okay. I mean, you know, I wish it was 000, but it is what it is, and it makes me wonder what his numbers must be. Hopefully a lot. And sure, he has Army aircraft, which my understanding is basically he can more or less unlimited. But I'm talking about pilots. But surely, if we're shooting down his good pilots, you know that minimizes his ability to be too awfully effective. And our pilots at Changsha are not even among my best. So, which I should fix that, but I'm just saying that I'm not, I mean, we're doing okay considering. But yeah, I should take a look at that and make sure, might as well get the best, right? Okay, so let's see. Last turn, we sank a couple of, I mean, one of these was 4 torpedoes slammed into them. But I'm gonna assume, well, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. But I mean, decent ships could be They're not top of the line for him, but hey, again, 2 less merchant shipping. Let's take a quick look at last month and we'll just hit this again. Go up to the top, kind of see if there's anything stands out. But yeah, you can take a look at that and I'm gonna, you can pause and take a look at that. All right, let's see. Okay, you can see us, making some progress here for, what is that? 6,000 points higher, making some progress. All right. So what do I want to talk about first? Well, let's do the usual rotation. We're almost halfway through October. I don't remember if we talked about my aircraft from October, but I'm just gonna drop it down so we can kind of see just the aircraft this month. And you can see here a Swordfish 2, all zeros, which indicates to me we're probably going to get some Swordfish 2 um, aircraft in some kind of squadron, but we won't be able to replace any we already have on the map. Seafire 2C. All right, good fighter. What are these Spitfires set up for carriers? And so yeah, we're getting some of these. We'll get them for several months. It's only 6 per month, but that should be okay. Wildcats, we're getting some other carriers for the British carrier, other fighters for the British carriers, and these will be good. Maybe F6FEs or F6F3s, I meant. Um, Hurricane 4. See, all these are British except for the A36 Mustang, which we're getting trickling in. This is not going to be my top of the line fighter, uh, but we're going to certainly take advantage that it carries two 500-pound bombs. I'm trying to build these squadrons up where I do have them into like basically fighter bombers. So we'll teach them how to strafe and drop two 500-pound bombs and hopefully do some damage with them because they don't seem to be that great in air-to-air combat. The climb rate isn't that amazing. Their maneuver modifier is really low at low altitude, so I'm not a real huge fan of the A36 but now the P51A is absolutely much better. Now the climb rate, I guess, isn't necessarily better, but certainly will have better maneuver bands. And then these are what? I did not know we were getting these. For some reason, I was misreading this. Now you can see here we're getting 78 per month. So we'll get these like crazy fast, which is great. I'm happy to get these on my carriers. What I for some reason I was mistaking them for these F4U2s, which are our night fighters, carrier capable night fighters. In any case, we got more carrier fighters that are. I haven't done a comparison, but surely we can up maybe their upgrades slight or not from the F6Fs, but they also probably have better range. But we'll look at all that at some point. They do also carry 1,000-pound bombs, so I know they're not dive bombers, but that'll do as much damage as one of our Dauntlesses. Again, probably with less accuracy, but still. Okay. Um, all right. Well, we've just taken Ponape. We have one more unit left here we can just assault and destroy. Actually, the damage here is 0. I guess our battleships did more damage to the troops and ignored the base. So let's just build this thing up. Fortifications, I'm not gonna waste supplies on that, at least not this minute. And um, we can get this up to level 6 airfield and 4 port, which essentially is basically identical to Kusai. But the reason I like it is because it's closer to things. So we can get heavy bombers here and have better range to, well, to nothing really. Until we have bombers that have better range than 20, we can't reach any of this stuff. Yeah, and that's even further. Um, and truck is just, there's no way we're taking truck. We can bomb Satawal. We can bomb truck. We can't even make it to Walleye. Anyway, mm, so we took this base, and this is not the best. I mean, it's not like greatest base on the map, but we'll build it up. We'll probably pick these guys back up. I'll start looking. I've already started looking at Dongala. Apparently, I can drop troops there next, and perhaps I will. And maybe I'll take these bases and then pull and then pick these guys back up when it's time. And then once I have this base, yeah, these bases are just they're not something I'm going to rush guys over to for any purpose. But Monado, yes, for sure. This one here, I would take just for the air capacity, but we're gonna take it, use it as a launch pad to take Monado, and I'm honestly gonna ignore, or I mean, I'll probably ignore this base until Monado's fully built out, and then I'll bring engineers back here and build this up because this is gonna be my primary base in this LBC. Maybe we can start getting prepping for Holo, something like that. Holo is probably good. It's got a good air capacity. All these have similar air capacity though. Well, except for Tapul. These three all have basically the same air capacity. Tawi might be okay. Like if he's got one of these or two of these, stacked with enemies, we'll have to probably grab one of the other three. So we'll recon all that later. There's Terracan. We can start probably soon destroying the oil production there. And again, we got Davao. We can grab Dudyangus and then, or Dudhangus, yeah. And then Davao. That'll give us another airfield from which to, and from Davao, we can neutralize Manila with heavies. And I think once we have Davao, it's going to be the beginning of the end for the Philippines. Because if I can get like here, for example, and make some barges, we can launch up to here, depending on what he's got here, and then work our way up. And the reason I'm talking in terms of being very cautious is, as some of my viewers have noted in the chat, or in the chat, I guess, I don't, for lack of a better term. He has the Yamato and the Musashi, so he could, try to come out and play and beat up my carriers, and that would be devastating. Now I'm likely going to have battleships in the area as well, of course, to protect, but in air power, all the things, but it feels like as careful as I can, I'd like to move up to Apari and, start working my way up these bases. I'll do whatever, if I have to take Formosa. I'm sure he's already entrenched in Okinawa, any of these other bases. So it's going to be bloody once we get up through Philippines. He's limited in the number of bases he has left before Japan proper. So very, very likely it's just going to be stacked. All these bases will be stacked, and it'll be literally running into a brick wall. Um, so yeah, back to the Southwest Pacific Theater. We've secured South Celebes, and it's just a matter of time before North Celebes, and then we'll go from there. I'll keep you apprised of timeline as I'm aware of something that I'm prepping. Um, so we still have a lot of troops here. I don't feel comfortable doing an attack. It's 2 to 1 here, or not 2 to 1, but I mean he has double uh, stats on defense. Let's take a look at this because okay, so we're moving about 8 or 9 miles a day. So it's going to take us another 4 days to get here, roughly 4, but it could be 5. And so I'm not going to start bombing this just yet, but he looks like he's fleeing. And we've got 3 divisions, 2 divisions, sorry. And he's got whatever he's got here, a mishmash of units. It's not real strong, but it's probably engineers and ancillary units. And you can see up here he's shuffling, guys. He's probably adding to the troop stack here. Probably just moving west to then move south is my best guess. These guys will be here next turn, and then we can just move down the road and move quicker. And these guys will take several more days to get to here. And then I've got guys moving northwest. Oh, they're moving at a pretty good clip now. I better start thinking about now I better start thinking about bombing the Chiang Mai. So I'm gonna sweep this and probably start bombing that. And don't forget we've got heavy bombers that we can use as well. Now the tanks are still going south to move along, and basically once the tanks get here with the infantry divisions or in one of these hexes, we can make a push, probably like I said before, west. Because if he has nothing here, we'll just sweep across and get south of Mole Mine. Now I did like, okay, now this will kind of indicate how far behind I am uploading videos from live, but someone mentioned also shore bombarding Mole Mine, which I had not thought of doing before, honestly, for some odd reason. I guess it's because he didn't have air units here, so I didn't think it was a big deal. But I like the idea, and so I'm going to go ahead and schedule that already. We'll just get in there, get the escorts to bombard as well, and everything is good to go. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna schedule that to go, and um, I don't know what this honestly I don't know what this means, but when I see here it says closing range will be less than TF's minimum naval DP range. So I kind of like to go to this number here that kind of once it says that I just leave it alone. And we're going to go in there and escorts bombard as well and beat up the base, beat up the supply. And who needs air bombardment when we can do naval bombardment? It'll take 3 hexes to get there, 3 to get back. So we should be able to hit it and leave. Um, we could almost make it a daily thing, honestly. But let's have these guys. Oh, let me see what aircraft I got. I like the ASW. Um, all right. So Shropshire it is. We'll have these guys stand down, recon, night. No, recon. I think I'm gonna do night just simply because My guess is that they'll go in at night to bombard. But yeah, we'll see how that does. I'm not gonna do something like bombarding this hex because you really do not essentially no damage. Also, I've got troops here that are gonna be take a while to to go southeast, and then these guys are gonna take even longer to go here. But I'm sending a battalion, which I know is tiny. But one of the things I'm moving here for is just to keep an eye on any developments if for somehow there can be any recon value from having a battalion parked in this area. I can hopefully keep an eye on what's going on here and here. But I will have, of course, a division, the 39th, parked here. And then as soon as the 39th arrives here, we'll probably send it southwest. And these guys will meet in Chiang Mai with whatever troops are heading northwest. Um, we should be able to defeat these guys if we get in there. In fact, maybe I won't bomb because that's kind of a weak force, but we'll keep our focus here probably, and then tomorrow bomb here, and depending on how fast these guys are moving, if they seem to be moving at a clip that will take 2 days to get here, I'll probably bomb. But if it's slower than I expect, I'll just um, keep my target here. But yeah, we'll bomb here before we get in, and then we'll bomb here before we get in. And China is what it is. These guys are fairly depleted. You can see here the supplies is critical, but apparently they're willing to sacrifice themselves to hold this line here, which is again a surprise. It's clear terrain, but I guess we're in it for the long haul. We got some strong forts, but yeah, it's just not enough. All right. That kind of, I think this is a good place to kind of wrap it here. I mean, you can see the static nature of the front line otherwise. And, oh, I guess one more thing you can take a look here. We still have 56 aircraft here, which sounds weird. How is this 56? Um, 12 plus 14 is 20. What is is there something not displaying here? 12? Oh, ready, not ready. Okay. How do ready, not ready? I thought the total would be somewhere, but I guess not. So it's basically a combination of this plus this. 34 ready. If he came in with another 69 aircraft, we would get obliterated. But here again, this is where I've got this squadron here ready to come in. These guys I have upgraded from the N1s to the N5s. They will take a lot of time to get ready. That's okay. You know, take your time, get ready. We'll probably get some of these Chinese units out of here, but it reminds me that have I gotten all the, yeah, I've got all of this unit here, 12 H-81 43s. Look at these pilots. I've got these, the top of the best of the Chinese pilots are in here. Their defense is still pretty good. And total experience is good. And triple ace here. So yeah, I think we're in good shape. And again, some American and British bolstering the air defense here. However, you can see here this P-40N5 squadron, which normally will have 25 fighters, is down to 12. Is down to 14. So we'll probably pull that out and replenish it and bring it back as soon as we can. But we're going to run low on air assets soon. If I don't have like maybe one more fighter group In fact, I have this one. Basically, my goal is to get this group here, and I'll have a rotation of 3 fighter squadrons. This one here, I'm probably going to pull out and pull out altogether because these guys I want to bring back to the 51st fighter group in Burma, and just keep the keep the 80th in China. But anyway, that's that. So I guess I've kind of showed you everything that I was wanting to, and then I guess I'll end it here, and we'll see you next time when we talk about the 11th. Take care, everyone. Bye.